Hello and howdy, folks. Yesterday, I saw the romantic horror comedy Warm Bodies, and I enjoyed it. It was okay. I think I want to give it a 6. Maybe a 7. When I give it a 7, I don't feel too bad, but it still seems high. I think 6 is fair. I didn't really want to see it, but then again, I wanted to see a movie, and there's nothing really great out right now, so I thought that Warm Bodies would be at least something decent to watch, and it was decent to watch. Warm Bodies is about a zombie apocalypse. It's already happened. It's done and over. The humans have been relegated to a walled-in, city structure. The rest of the planet is consumed by zombies. I guess 2 types of zombies. Ones that are kind of alive, recently deceased, and then the ones that have been long dead, who they call bonies. They are more, I guess, animalistic, where the ones that are still, recently dead have lingering traces of human emotions. I guess that kind of cuts right to the clutch of the situation for me, is none of the film is really explained. I never felt as a member of the audience that I had enough information about anything that was going on. I never cared about anything that was going on. There was never any tension in the story. I never really understood why everyone in the film was so scared, because there was no tension for me. It was like, so if I feel no tension, there's going to be no tension for the characters. But it is charming. I guess it's not supposed to be, too scary, even though when you're dealing with a zombie apocalypse, it seems that there should be some horror elements there, and there are. There's some gore there, too. But, this is more of a sweet, I don't want to use the phrase teeny bopper, but I just did. Teeny bopper love story about zombies, I think, that is meant to appeal to the Twilight crowd, certainly. I would say this is far better than any of the Twilight films, though I did give up on those after the first 2. It's fine. It's fine. It's an original take on a very old story. It has allusions to other great romantic works, primarily Romeo and Juliet. It's very clever. It's a very clever film that embraces the genre of zombie horror. There's a lot of references to zombie horror films. There's just a lot of pop culture references in general. It's got a good soundtrack. Again, it's kind of a sleek money-making machine set to the teenage group, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just, well, I guess I'm not a teenage girl. Stars Nicholas Hoult, who I only know from, X-Men 5 or something. He plays Beast. The girl, she kind of looked familiar, but I definitely don't know her name. Then James Franco's little brother. I think it's maybe Dave Franco. I can't remember. Anyway, Franco's little brother, Little Franco. John Malkovich is in it. Who else? Rob Corddry is in it. I suppose those are the big names. All the acting is fine. We get to see zombie acting here, and it's pretty funny. I'd say a lot of the humor comes from the interactions that the zombies have. This is taken from a novel, so I would have to say that the novel's got to be better. I don't know. kind of makes me interested to check it out a little bit. It looked good. I can't... Oh, it was... I did have the name until I wanted to think of it. Levine. Jeffrey Levine? Maybe? Anyway, it was written and directed, and I believe co-produced by, one name, Jeffrey Levine. I may have that name totally wrong. Jonathan Levine, maybe. Anyway, I always appreciate that, the singular vision. It looked good. I guess I believed it was a hellscape. Again, it just kind of seemed very, over and done for me. It was very Hallmarkish in a way. I don't know if I finished my synopsis of the story, but on a regular supplies run for the humans supplying this huge gated community, walled up community. Again, none of it's ever explained. We don't know how the virus started or how we see them being initiated into something, but we don't know anything about it. Anyway, they send these kids. Really, I don't know why you would entrust the health and supply line of your only surviving human population to a bunch of teenagers, but they do. And while these teenagers are out foraging for medicine and other supplies, they're attacked by zombies. The zombies kill most of them. Our featured zombie, Nicholas Hoult, kills Lil Franco and eats his brain, and therefore gets his memories, which again I thought was clever. They never really talk about why do zombies eat the brains? And here it's because they need to feel human again. By eating the brain, they can get those sensation and those memories back, which I did think was very clever. Eats the brain of Lil Franco, and Lil Franco's girlfriend is also in the hunting party. And after Nicholas Hoult eats the brain, he looks up and sees the girlfriend and falls in love, and that triggers a change in him that we actually see his heart start to beat again. And there you go. He somehow telepathically communicates that all the other zombies are close enough to being alive once and, want to be alive again. Whatever. I feel like it's kind of getting silly talking about it. Again, the story is fine. It was fresh. It was original. It came from a novel. I think I said that. So I guess what I'm saying is that freshness, that originality belongs to whoever wrote the novel. And credit goes to the filmmaker for noticing that. Well acted. John Malkovich is good, I guess. It just seemed very flat to me. I never felt like I was manipulated. I never felt like I was on a roller coaster. I never felt any tension. I guess I laughed. I never really felt any... I guess there was some romantic tension, but I never felt like anything for them. I never... Again, it all comes down to this not enough information. I just wasn't given enough information for me to care about the story. That's kind of the long and the short of it. I just never really cared. I never felt scared. I never felt like I was in love. I never felt while watching this film. And I think if you don't feel while watching a film, well, that's kind of a failure, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh on it. I kind of feel that way. Just because romantic comedies are my least favorite genre of film, and horror films are, kind of like my favorite genre of film, so what half of me kind of wanted to love it, half of me wanted to hate it, and so I'm just like stuck in the middle with not really caring. Indifference, which is kind of worse than anything. But it was okay. It was good production value. It looked good. The special effects were good. The gore was good. The story was original. It just was flat. It was just flat. There's no up and down. I don't really know what else to say. Yeah, that's it. So I think I'm pretty much done talking about it. Was there anything? No. All right. So that's Warm Bodies. Solid 6. Thanks much.